Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. We're going to talk today about Workhorse. We're going to talk about Lordstown. I have never invested money into Workhorse because I've never really been sold on the company. I like the company. I felt comfortable buying into the stock, and I saw the stock at $3, and even at that point I still didn't feel comfortable buying into it. And I found this article this week that really put all of my feelings over the past months, really this year, looking at Workhorse, knowing what they're doing. It pretty much brought up a lot of emotion about how I felt about Workhorse and where I saw the company, the stock going. And this article talks about that. So it's really detailed. It's kind of negative. So if you're a Workhorse investor, just read this and take it in, and I'm not telling you to get out of the stock and run for it. Invest how you want to invest. There's nothing wrong with you investing in Workhorse. These are just my thoughts on it. This is how I feel about Workhorse itself. I am an investor in Lordstown. I have put in quite a bit in Lordstown. So that's why I found this article so interesting, and I really think you should read this as an investor in either company. Here's the start of the article. Now's the right time to drop Workhorse stock and go with Lordstown instead. So what this article is talking about it's pretty much filled with some drama and some detail that we're going to go into. But is Workhorse really just being the workhorse here? And is it pushing Lordstown to a place it needs to get to where it can actually be a striving, successful company making money? And Workhorse, as I'm sure most of you know, if you've invested in that company, they are relying really heavily right now on this postal service deal, which the article will talk about with a few more little things. So let's dig in. This is going to be a lot of reading, but it's a lot of good information. And if you are investing in these two companies, you are going to want to listen to this, because this made me think twice about investing in the Workhorse. Electric vehicle stocks keep on moving up despite the violent stock market overall. EV plays like Workhorse continue to attract traders. Workhorse stock has had a bumpy ride up from its $3 lows to something around $25 today. So talking about Workhorse when it was $3, I remember that. As we can see, Workhorse was very cheap not long ago, but the problem was we didn't have a lot of information on Workhorse in the future, what they were doing. There was a lot of insider sneaky stuff going on and rumors what was happening with this company, and then we come to find out, well, they're partnering with Lordstown and some other things they're going to be doing in the future. And what we're kind of getting to in this article is Workhorse really even worth the $25 you're paying for a share right now? So here's the next page. EV stocks are enjoying tailwinds as the sector as a whole has surged. You get the sense that electric vehicles are on the tipping point towards becoming a mass market product. And that would surely make investors in the right EV stocks a small fortune. So is Workhorse one of those EV stocks that is set to deliver? Probably not. Oddly enough, however, Workhorse was directly involved in the creation of one of the more compelling EV stocks. That was Lordstown. That one, Lordstown, is probably the one you want to own though. Not the original Workhorse. Here's why. Buying Lordstown versus Workhorse stock. Earlier this year, electric pickup truck company Lordstown agreed to merge with a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, called Diamond Peak. The combined company will take over the old General Motors Lordstown auto factory and start building electric vehicles there. This is real, this is not hype, this is actually happening, taking place right now. I've seen this with my own eyes, in person and on video. This is not a Nicola gonna be situation. This is actually happening with this company. In this next part, this is where things get interesting. Here's the interesting part. Workhorse originally arranged the Lordstown deal, and Workhorse longtime Chief Executive Officer, CEO Steve Burns, will be leading operations at Lordstown. This is all fine. Workhorse had an equity stake in Lordstown and earned a fat profit for its involvement. As of the latest filings, Workhorse retains a 10% ownership position in Lordstown and thus has benefited as the share price there. Okay, so this is getting interesting. So what we're doing right now, we're digging into the stuff that you're not really going to read on Robinhood. You're not going to read on Webull. You're just going to read about, oh, Workhorse, this is a really cool company. They're merging with this company and they're doing this and they're helping this company. We're getting into some detail now about what Workhorse is, what their relations with Lordstown, Lordstown's relations with Workhorse, CEO involvement, money involvement, 10% stakes in the company they're retaining. So this is getting interesting. And when you're investing hundreds, thousands of dollars into a company like Workhorse, you want to read this stuff because this is really going to make you think about the future of your stock and where your money is going. And is this just all hype right now? Let's keep reading. However, it's a bit odd for a CEO to take off with a newly formed subsidiary like this. As Burns explained, it was complicated to have Lordstown working on both delivery vehicles and pickups at the same time, so it was easier to split in two. Investors can't be blamed for wondering if Lordstown was the most promising part of Workhorse and remaining stockholders got stuck with the leftovers. What Workhorse is working on? Workhorse is supposed to be commercializing last mile delivery vehicles. A current target market is for mail and package delivery. In the past, Workhorse has seemingly been on the verge of contracts with several partial delivery companies, but nothing has quite worked out. Over the past 10 years, combined Workhorse has brought in less than $20 million in total revenue. That's pretty sore. However, there's another potential deal in the making. So this next part is going to be talking about the deal we've been hearing about for the last 5 months or so. Probably longer than that. But this is the one that people are relying on with Workhorse. If this deal does not happen with the Postal Service, Workhorse is going to have problems and the stock is going to plummet because a lot of people are depending on this stock for revenue right now. If it does not happen, this is going to turn into a long-term stock with Workhorse. So this is what people are relying on right now with this company, this deal going through with the Postal Service. Let's read about this. The current excitement with Workhorse centers around whether or not the company will source a contract with the U.S. Postal Service. Rumors suggest that Workhorse could bring in as much as $6 billion if the contract ends up happening. However, at the current market capitalization of $2.6 billion, even sourcing this contract alone wouldn't justify that lofty price. Workhorse has spent little on research and development, nor does it have much in the way of proprietary parts or technology that would give it a sustainable edge over rivals. Okay, like I said, this is the scary part when it comes to investing into Workhorse right now. You're taking a huge gamble in this company right now. There's a few more pages. Let's keep reading and see what happens. And this whole train of thought requires getting the Postal Service contract in the first place. Yet, when you look at Workhorse's history, it's been largely unsuccessful. In fact, arguably, its biggest commercial success is putting the Lordstown deal together. That's an achievement, no doubt, but not enough to justify this valuation. Oh boy, oh boy. Investors should be careful with Workhorse stock. It's a bit of an odd situation, to be honest. It seems like the most promising angle to Workhorse, the Lordstown investment, has now taken on a life of its own. Yes, Workhorse still has its residual interest in Lordstown, though, that 10% ownership position, and it's a credit to the management team to create value like that. It was a creative deal and they struck while the iron was hot. Okay, so if you're investing in Workhorse, I'm not trying to freak you out right now. I'm just trying to bring you information because there's so many of us, and I'm guilty of this too, that just buy into companies because everyone else is doing it and we don't have a lot of information. And especially with these new EV companies, pretty much if you can get in under $15, you're going to make some money on them just because we're going to see things like this. The stock's going to jump up in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and maybe even the 60s as we've seen with Nikola, and now look where Nikola is. The thing with Workhorse, this is a real company. This has been around, and Workhorse could still become a great company in the future. But right now, what you're investing into right now, you're investing into the hopes that they get this contract with the Postal Service. This has been talked about for so long right now, and it still has not happened. And with everything going on in the world right now, and everything being cut, being slivered out right now, I'd be very careful about investing money into Workhorse right now. So here's the last little bit and wrap this article up. There are a ton of EV stocks out there. Some of them are probably going to be big winners, but a lot of them won't be. It's becoming a saturated market, and there's just not enough there at Workhorse yet to justify the current sky-high valuation of the stock. That could change in the future, but for now, Workhorse is a sell. So they ended that with saying Workhorse is a sell, and they're saying get rid of it. Now I realize this is an article and this is just one guy digging into the company to see what's going on. But honestly, it's the truth. It's the truth of the matter right now. If you're investing in a Workhorse, you're taking a huge gamble. Like I said, I have not personally invested in this company, especially right now. I thought about it right around the $12, $13 range, and it still would have been a good investment. I could have got out and had some wiggle room to get out of there. But if you're going into this stock right now, be very cautious because you are relying on this postal service deal going through. Now I get they're making drones, they're involved in Lordstown, they had that residual money coming in. I get it, but that's still not enough compared to what Lordstown could be bringing in the next 10 years. Lordstown has a factory. They have vehicles, they have contracts, they have people that are wanting this truck. It is a cool truck. I've done videos on this. There are other videos on this. Check them out. It's great. So anyway, I hope that helped. I hope I didn't freak anybody out. But leave me some comments what you think about Lordstown, what you think about Workhorse. If you're involved with the company, like if you're involved with the company, don't be embarrassed. It's a great place to be. It's a great company. But just be careful. Listen, my YouTube channel is just about talking about companies, talking about stocks, and all of us working together. We're all trying to make a dollar at the end of the day and better ourselves for our family to where we can help each other. So guys, please like and subscribe. That helps my channel so much. And I will see you very soon for the next video. Let me know if there's a company you want to talk about. I would love that. I love digging into these companies. So until next time, see you guys. Take care and have a great day.